guys, Spoogan here. Today I'm going to be taking my motor out of my race car and putting it in my daily driver. Alright, so for those of you that don't know Nelly, it's been my red 2GB Eclipse. I've been dailying it for a couple years now, pretty much. The motor came out of my old Silver Spider, Charlotte, and it was supposed to just be, you know, daily driver. So Charlotte was my former daily driver, and a few years ago I hit a deer and it kind of fucked up the radiator support and some other shit. So not that it was going to be a hard fix or anything, but I didn't want to put that much time into fixing a Spider, like a convertible, because I don't really like convertibles. So I sourced out another shell, and it's a red 2GB Eclipse GST, so it's front wheel drive turbo, and it was just supposed to be the replacement for Charlotte, basically. So I bought it just a shell, and I took the motor out of Charlotte, put it in Nelly, and when I did that, I did ARP head studs and a new head gasket while I was at it. So, and initially I had a T25 on it still. Just a stock. It was very stock. I had the 450cc injectors in it. I had my black box ECU, which didn't really have anything done to it. Just, you know, had the anti-lag and stuff on it. So it was just supposed to be a slow, you know, good-looking daily. Okay, so fast forward a little bit, things kind of escalated, and I fell in love with the car, kind of. So I ended up putting an Evo 316G on it, and 1000cc injectors, and I got ECM link for it. I started tuning, and it's been steadily getting more and more fun to drive. So about a month ago I decided to up it one more notch, and I converted it to run on 85. So now I'm really starting to crank out some power, and it's just a old, tired, stock ass 7-bolt engine. I'd be surprised if the oil pan's even ever been off this engine since the mechanics at Mitsubishi put it all together 25 years ago. So I knew at some point, you know, like, it wasn't gonna last long, right? So I knew it was gonna be just a matter of time before I sent a block through or sent a rod through the block or something. So but it's been running great, and once I put on E85, like, I didn't really even add it that much timing, and it's just been ripping around. And so I kind of, like, now I'm at a point where I'm really making power with it, like, you know, 350, 400 maybe. The 16G was maxed out. I don't even have a boost controller on that. So what that means is, like, you can either run wastegate, straight wastegate pressure, which is what I was supposed to do with that thing. But what I did was, instead of getting a boost controller to turn the boost up, I just eliminated it altogether to where I didn't have any boost control. So I'm free boosting. Basically how you do that is you just plug the vacuum line ports that you would normally run from your boost source to your wastegate. So it's been running like 33 psi full boost, and then it'll taper down to like 30 or 29 or something like that. And you know, it rips around. It's just front wheel drive, so it just smokes the tires off. But once I put on E85, like, that really woke it up. So I knew it was just a matter of time. And 2 weeks ago, actually, to the day, I was on my way to work, and just happened to be a WRX behind me, and it's one of my buddies. I have him on Facebook. His name is Sal. So I wanted to play around a little bit with him, and we're on a normal 2-lane road, and it's a 55 mile/hour speed limit, but the road opened up into 3 lanes, so that way our direction we had a passing lane and a normal lane. So I got on it a little bit, and it started, like, it wasn't a misfire, it was like a weird vibration. So my first thought, like, everything happened fast, but I assumed that it was knock. So sometimes I'll get knock on that thing and it'll pull timing. Not so much when I put it on E85s, but anyway, I thought it was just knocked, so I let off real quick and I got back into it, and then a few seconds later it just grenaded. So we weren't really racing, but I was hoping he was gonna chase me or try to chase me, but so anyway, I blew up. We're going uphill and I ended up passing. I was going so fast that I passed another car, like while I was already blown up. Coasted all the way up the hill, and then I dipped off on a side road, and that's where I stopped. So Sal followed me, and he said once he seen my ass end drop when I got on, he said he wasn't even gonna try. So it was almost like a waste, kind of, but it was bound to happen because I do pulls with that thing all the time, man. Like I'm talking like 30 or 40 pulls a week on average. I beat the shit out of that thing. I drive it to work and back all the time. It's my daily driver. So anyway, that's how it happened, and it's just, you know, it's gonna happen. That kind of stuff happens sometimes. So yeah, so fuck. Alright, so before it gets any darker, I'm gonna show you Nelly. When I was waiting for the AAA guy to show up, I damn near had the engine out, ready to come out before he even got there. The only thing I had to do was drop the exhaust and undo the driver's side motor mount. So here's what the engine bay looks like right now. I was gonna go through the wiring harness because the wiring harness is kind of fucked up, but I just want this car back on the road ASAP because the Suburban has a 454 big block in it, and it gets like 9 miles to gallon. So gonna take the motor out of Ivy, and then I have a motor that's in the house, just came back from the machine shop just a couple months ago, and so the block has been gone through. It was hot tanked, and the cylinders were honed out, and it's still a virgin block. I didn't have to bore it out or anything, so it's still got the standard bore. It's a fresh 6-bolt. So regardless, this car was going to get a 6-bolt in it anyway. But what I'm going to do now to save some time and get this car back up and running, because it's driving me nuts, is to take the motor out of Ivy and then build the motor that's in the house for Ivy later. So with me buying the house thing, like, I can't really fork out money for pistons and rods and gasket sets and bearings and stuff. So with Ivy being a race car and Nelly being my daily, I'm just gonna take the motor out of Ivy, so that way I get Nelly done ASAP, and then I'll build the motor that's in the house for Nelly, or for Ivy. So the reason why I'm going this route instead of the other way, like I wouldn't normally just do this. I wouldn't normally just pull the motor out of Ivy and put it in a different car. But the transmission is kind of fucked up right now. There's one of the shift forks is broke. So I gotta take the transmission out and go through it, or get a new transmission or something. Because right now, it's once you put it in first or second gear, it gets stuck in second. And I can manually from under the hood move the shifter and put it in a third gear, and then once it's in third gear, everything's normal. I can go third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, reverse. But anytime I try to go back to first or second gear, it gets locked in a second, and I can't get it out of second. So this car, you know, isn't really mobile right now anyway. So I'm gonna pull the motor out of Ivy and put it in Nelly. Basically, I got 2 cars that I want running and driving right now, and I only got 1 motor that's ready anyway. So I got, you know, Nelly has the transmission's fine in that thing, so I'll just consolidate what I have and take the motor out of Ivy, put that in Nelly, get Nelly back up and running. I mean, if I started on a Friday on a weekend where I had time off the whole weekend, like, it'd be done. You know, Nelly would be back on the road by the next day. But it's now Sunday and I gotta work all week, so I'm gonna get as much done tonight as I can, and then hopefully Nelly will be done. She'll definitely be done by next weekend. But before I can do anything, I gotta take this 7-bolt apart. So that way it's all disassembled and shit, because I do have 2 engine mounts, or engine stands, but this engine stand, I don't have long enough bolts, and these spacers here that are welded to the engine stand are too thick for the bolts that I normally use. So this stand is really the only one that I have to work with, so I got to get this motor off the stand and disassemble it. I got to take the turbo and the manifold off. I'm going to use the 16G and everything. Injectors, everything's going to be the same, basically just a different engine. Obviously I'm not going to take the big ass hole set off of the race car and put that on a daily. So be using a 16G turbo, the 2G exhaust manifold, internally gated, everything's going to be the same. And then, so that's tonight's plans, I guess. First thing is get the motor off the engine stand, and then I gotta get the garage cleaned up too. But once the engine's off the stand, then I can pull the motor out of Ivy. I probably don't need to put it on the stand tonight, but it just makes it easier to you know, swap the turbo and the manifolds and everything off of one engine to the other if it's all on engine stand. So that's what I'm gonna do. First things first though, I'm gonna get the garage cleaned up, and yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah, it's that DSM, baby. You know they mad cause our core's quick. You never ever seen a DSM like mine, bitch. You wanna race us? Start it up. You know they mad cause our core's quick. You never ever seen a DSM like mine, bitch. You wanna race us? Start it up. It's always Diamond Star. I'm a DSM dude, black and white, TSI talent. How about you? Stop talking shit when I'll smash you. I'll see you later. Cause what you rolling in a Honda Rice Racer? Pedal to the floor anytime my song's on. Soon as the race starts, yeah, we long gone. You behind us cause I'm known as a savage beast. Handle streets, this right here is your Calvary. And you'll get crucified with the way we like to drive. Got you by like 100 car lengths, yeah, it's coasting time. Where you take off, you lost. I'm so sure that you hear ours like, hear our engine roar.
Alright guys, so I got a good amount done. I got to do the motor mounts and some other stuff like that for before the motor can come out. But before anything, I gotta get the cherry picker in the garage, and right now it's not gonna fit in between the 2 cars. So I'll push Ivy out a little bit, just enough to get the cherry picker in here and in front of the car, so that way I don't fuck myself. I left the starter on because I don't know how far the car's gonna have to go back, but it might have to go up this little hill here in front of my garage. Let me see if I get the motion light to come on here. Use if I just jump around here. There we go. Alright, so it's like a, you know, a little bit of a grade here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to push it all the way up this at all, but if I do have to do that, I ain't gonna be able to push it myself. So I left the starter on, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the ignition on, so that way I get power and I can just roll the car with the starter, and then I don't have to push it. So I'm gonna do that, and we'll get started on pulling this motor. Realized I undid the shifter cable, so now I gotta put it in gear at the transmission. I also took the wire off the starter for the solenoid, so hopefully this thing don't fire up, that would suck. Actually, it can't. Alright, so for those of you that don't know, it might be like, how the fuck did you just do that? Obviously got my push button starts inside the car, but I also have one right here. Sometimes it fucks up and won't work right, but the battery's dead now too. So that's really handy, not necessarily for shit like this, obviously it was, but anytime I'm doing a compression, so when I'm doing a compression test, I can thread the thing into the spark plug hole here, and I can bump the starter over to get my compression, and or if I put a fresh motor in here or whatever and I want to check for leaks, normally like when I start this thing up I have to sit inside the car and hit the throttle and like keep it running and shit until it warms up. But if I'm right here and I can start it up right here, I can have my hand on the throttle body and keep it running that way while bending down and looking under the car and making sure there's no leaks. So anyway, there should be enough room, hopefully. I gotta move my front wheel drive transmission and my garbage cans here. I'll do that real quick. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get this, get the engine hoist in here now that the car's moved. I hope so. Alright, so engine stand. There's that. So put that over here for now. And engine hoist. Should be able to slide right through here. Put the engine hoist back over there. I gotta move this shit. So I still gotta have the car out quite a bit more than I had before, because when I pull the motor out, I'll have to slide the engine hoist back a good bit to get the motor out and shit. So anyway, I'm gonna put this back. Hopefully it'll go forward a lot easier than it went backwards.
Stop talking shit when I'll smash you, I'll see you later. Cause what you rolling in a Honda Rice Racer, pedal to the floor anytime my song's on. Soon as the race starts, yeah, we long gone. You behind us cause I'm known as a savage beast. Handle streets, this right here is your Calvary, and you'll get crucified with the way we like to drive. Got you by like 100 car lengths, yeah, it's coasting time. Where you take off, you lost. I'm so sure that you hear ours like, hear our engine roar, really there ain't nothing hotter. You got a baby toy, my car's a racing father. You got a STI and claim you create slaughters. When I'm done you'll be a STY. You know they mad cause our car's quick. You never ever seen a DSM like mine, bitch. You wanna race us? Start it up. Start it up. Start it up. Start it up. You know they mad cause our car's quick. You never ever seen a DSM like mine, bitch. You wanna race us? Start it up, start it up, start it up, start it up. drive. Racing me, no way I'm past GT35 or confusing me with jets. Cause time way ahead and I ain't even boosting yet. E85 ethanol, man, I'm passing y'all. Easily compared to the best, I ain't try it all. They see my engine baying forward like a conga line. You getting corn? I'm already popping mine. 4G6 3T, I got mine for free. Cause I'm so bossy, the Skylines won't mess with me. I'll take you quarter mile if you wanna race, man. But you'll never ever win with my 280 race cams. You're so fucking bad with your SRT4. It's so sad. Spin your tires more. Going for your wastegate line. Toss it out the car. Cause no matter what, your car's on fire. Get a dinosaur. You know they mad cause I cause quick. You never ever seen a DSM like mine, bitch. You wanna race us? Start it up. Start it up.
Give you guys some light. Alright. Go. Just like that, I guess. Dry shaft is fucking still connected. Fuck it up. See if I can tie it up. Alright, IV is situated. Now I gotta get the chain here. Hook it up to Nelly.
Goddamn right. Okay. First Friday of the month at the drag strip. Graham lights on the front holding drag slick. Chevys in the staging lanes, Dodgers and some Mustangs. It's about to happen on the track, bitch. I'm about to pull up, stage up, turn that damn spray up, boost controller way up. I don't need luck, keep my eyes on the tree. RPMs above 3.5, way the pedal don't freeze up. OG63, running good like it should. Pull up to the strip, grilling Hondas like I wish you would. I don't dislike them.
Alright, now should be able to coach this fucker into the garage. Oh yeah. Oh fuck, I just ran something over. Probably just the axle. Oh no, fucking other motor mount. Jesus. That was close. Alright. And we're in. Fuck yeah. Try to push it in a little bit more once I get the engine ready, but good deal. Alright, so tore the engine down a little bit further than I wanted to, but took the transmission off, took the turbo off, the manifold off, took the pan off, took the front case off. This definitely wasn't part of the plan, but this engine had like a small oil leak on the front case somewhere, and I couldn't really tell where it was coming from. And I got a fucking shit ton of fucking brand new gaskets and shit, so decided to take the front case off and everything, change all the gaskets and the seals and shit out while it's out, so that way it doesn't leak anymore or get worse. So tomorrow or whenever throughout the week, I'm gonna start putting the shit back together. The pan's off and the engine looks really good inside still. This engine's only probably I don't know, 2 years old since the rebuild. So get the front case back on, timing belt and all that bullshit back on, and I have to modify the 2G engine mount bracket from the 7-bolt to clear the water bolt for the 6-bolt shit. So I gotta take that off of this engine, so that means I gotta disassemble that engine tomorrow or whenever. So, man, I am fucking covered in grease and oil and sweat, and so this is gonna be the end of this video. Now tomorrow or something like that, I'll start doing little things and get this thing back together, and you'll have to wait to find out in the next video how much I get done, I guess, because I'm calling it a night. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you later.